All right, so the Dodgers are going to be over the luxury tax, but they're a first-time offender, so the penalty is not too bad. But take a look at Trevor Bauer's salary in 2021 and how it compares to a couple of other teams collectively. The Orioles at just under $60 million, Cleveland's even less, and then the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're in the 40s, a little bit more than what Trevor Bauer will make by himself. Take a look at the Dodgers. As I mentioned, they are going to be over the luxury tax. They are a first-time offender. But remember, there is some potential flexibility because there are some big contracts that could be coming off their books. Kenley Jansen, Clayton Kershaw. Maybe they do something with those guys, but at a different price point. Let me ask you what Jerry mentioned there as you talk about the options that the Dodgers now have for their rotation. What are your thoughts on Urias as a potential closer?
Yeah, the only thing I would say, and certainly he can do it, but I would hope it would be a fixture, right? Not part-time, not we can bounce you back and forth. My big concern for their young dynamic arms after last year, although be it a short year, is psychologically, what is May's confidence level? You know, what is the rest of the staff that had to be bounced around? Now, you could say the confidence level of Urias just went through the roof because he did something that maybe you couldn't have foreseen before it started. Here's my thing with the Dodgers. They're going to win, obviously. But the Trevor Bauer situation, he's not going to be super happy on extra days rest, right? So there's got to be an agreement. The Dodgers always take the journey slow because they can. They got so many weapons. They can pitch Kershaw in 6 days or 7 days. They can even throw to a six-man rotation. I don't think that's going to work with Trevor Bauer, right. He wants to pitch as much, and he wants to be on a routine as much as anybody. Most pitchers do. So to answer that question fairly, if he went into spring training, meaning they talked to Urias and said, then fine. But bouncing back and forth is not a good recipe long-term for anybody. I get I'm the curse because everyone said I did X, Y, Z. I had 14 years as a starter before I went to the closer. So that's my concern. Dan knows it for well most of his career. That's what he did. You can't bounce guys around young and expect them all to be able to handle it.
I've always thought, John, that it's a lot easier to go from the rotation to the bullpen because normally you take pitches away, short spurts, guys that throw hard, big breaking balls. Forget about the three-pitch mix. Have one good pitch. If you have a second one, you can be dominant. But I worry about May and Urias long-term because if this goes into year 2 of this rotation / super reliever, we'll use him in a pinch as a starter. I just think that you stunt the growth of the pitcher long term. Yes. And it's a great situation to be in now, but there's going to be a time when Clayton Kershaw is not going to be in that rotation and David Price, and you don't want to continually have to pay like they did for Trevor Bauer year after year after year. I look at Urias, and to me, he screams out starting pitcher. Yeah. But you have to have some patience. You have to say, okay, we're going to let this guy, he's going to be a starting pitcher. And it's an easy thing to go, let's put him into the bullpen because it works. Because he throws hard, he throws strikes. He has 3 really, really good pitches. But I think if he was into that starting rotation, you could have a beast for years to come.
And I agree.
A starter.
And I've said this for a long time, but everybody else is going through a different formula and a different philosophy. While they're young and dynamic, by the time they get to the elite level, then you're talking about a huge price level to pay for them because you haven't utilized them in their early years. You're just eating up innings out of the pen at time when they could be working at their craft to be this guy screams lockdown starter. Yeah. But because he's so talented and because he's on the Dodgers, they're going to have the luxury to do any other team in baseball. He would be in the rotation. They wouldn't even be thinking about, but that's how good the Dodgers are. They can have that luxury to say, hey, just hang with us for a year or two because then in 2 years you'll be in the rotation.
Gut reaction real quick. Who has the better rotation right now? We haven't even started spring training, but whose rotation is better, San Diego or the Dodgers?
Well, the Dodgers because of more experience and less of the question marks and what they've been through. The Padres, I feel like all their young pitchers, not enough of them developed fast enough or were given the opportunity. But you look at the Padres, And it's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
You know, I think Paddock goes to the next level because of the leverage that he has with the team that he's pitching for, whereas he doesn't have to be the guy. Yeah.
Could you imagine a rotation, how deep you are when David Price going in is your number 4 starting pitcher? Enough said. Right now, the Dodgers' best rotation in the game.